Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I've missed you. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since we've done a build video for ESO. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Well, I really didn't have any kind of updates to Frostygon. Frostygon was doing really good, really well received. Everybody really enjoyed it and was working absolutely fabulous. And the number one thing I want to say is that with the new Gold Road, if you don't make any changes, if you don't get into scribing at all, the Frostygon original build still works great. I'll put a link to that build if you've forgotten where it is or you want to check it out. And it is fantastic. It'll still work. I was actually using that build for all the beginning stuff until I got the right skill combinations for my scribing. So it's going to be fantastic for you. So if you don't want to have to go through all the scribing, if you don't want to do it at all, you're still going to have something that's going to be really awesome. Same thing for the PvP build. Actually, the PvP build for Frostygon is not going to change at all. At least I have no plans of changing it right away. So we'll see about that, though. So let me talk to you about what's going on with here. So with Gold Road, we've got this new thing called Scribing. All right, and what it allows us to, in essence, is to do a bunch of quests and to unlock this new way of adding these new skills in conjunction with our old skills with this. And there are two skills that I have changed on the board. We're really three because I got rid of Berry. It was sad. You can actually still keep Berry. You can actually still keep Berry. So what I've done is that there's like levels to this. So you don't have to do everything that I did. You can do little bits by little bits. So let's talk first about the gear. Okay, the gear that I had before will do you just fine. It was I had Slimecraw with the Oakensoul. That pairing is not going to change, and we are going to keep our Frostbite. All right, Frostbite is going to be our moneymaker of all these new frost skills, so that's going to be fine. Now, what I had before, if you're looking at the old Frostygon, is I had Sergeants. Do I have Sergeants here? Did I put it in the bank? I might have put it in the bank already. Do I see Sergeants? I might put it in the bank already. But Sergeants, and the big thing with Sergeants is that it gave us extra to our heavy attacks. And upped our spell damage. So it was really good for that. So that's what I have in my other set. All right. So here's number one. You could actually stick with that same setup of gear. You don't have to change gear at all. If you'd like to change gear, I've been having a lot of fun because it in essence gives us another Frost Dot and a Frost AoE, which is a lot of what this new ice build is all about. You can change it to the Robe of the Depths. It's Whirl of the Depths. All right. Now I know with dad builds, it can be a little bit crazy. All right. It can be a little. Wow, really? Really? People can come in here when I'm in here? I've gone too far. We have to keep going. Well, hopefully they won't put the bird on my head. Will they put the bird on my head? Are you going to actually do that? Are you actually going to? Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to go over here. Where we got the loons. We're going to go over here at the loons. Okay, so if people come and go, we're fine. I think. I really legitimately thought if I went in here that these were instants. Because when I did mine, nobody showed up. Yeah, so anyway, some people might be in my video. So here we go. Okay, back to the stuff. So you can have the same gear and not change a darn thing. If you want to change out the gear that I would go for instead of Sergeants would be Whirl of the Depths. Now, I know it comes out of the perfected version, comes out of Dreadsail Wreath, which is a trial, which is difficult to do. But that's why I'm kind of saying that this is not really a dad build anymore. If you want to keep the other ones, you can do it. I mean, not a dad build as far as, gear. wise. But somebody did mention to me, you know what? The gear is still good on normal, non-perfected. So if you want to go through, if you're, go through a party and get some of the gear, you would be all set. Since the weapon is Frostbite, and that's easy to get, you don't have to worry about, doing too many runs to be able to get all of the, gear. What am I thinking? Stuff like that. The body pieces, and then the jewelry. That won't take you too long to do. So a little bit of work in there. But because of having, if you're not familiar with that, the biggest thing with this is that when you do a light attack, you apply Whirl of the Depths to a target, dealing frost damage over 8 seconds. When the effect ends, a 5-meter whirlpool is created underneath the target for 6 seconds and deals even more frost damage every second. And this effect can occur over 18 seconds. So there's a little bit of downtime, but it gets right back in there pretty quick. So again, I'm going to show you a lot with this build is going to be dots and AoEs. So this works really well, synergizes very well there. But you don't have to. I was even talking about if you want to go even simpler, you can go Winter's Reprise. There, you could actually go with a healing thing. Again, AoE heal, because we're going to be putting down a lot of AoEs and stuff with that. So there's a little bit of play that you could do here with the gear. And I think I said the same thing with the original Frostygon build, that you could do that as well. But if you want to go to kind of more damage, what's going to be kind of my maximum here with this, I would go with the Whirl of the Depths. All right, so there's one level if you want to change your gear. All right, the next thing is that your CP is actually going to stay the same unless you take out the bear and switch up. So actually, before the CP, let's do the skills. All right, now this is going to have to talk about a little bit, and that's why I'm in this little frosty, I love this, scribing area in here. I hope I didn't say scrying this whole time. Sometimes I say scrying and I mean scribing. Well, I think I've been saying scribing. We'll see. Now, to be able to start the scribing quest, there's a lot of great online guides and stuff like that. My friend Ryan is Iffy has a really wonderful one. I will put that down below for a link to that if you want to start the scribing quest line to go through there. But what was really kind of neat, very much towards the beginning, because I don't want to give anything away, all right, I was able to get out of the, let's see, it's the World Soul Magic, is this skill right here. I was able to make this. And I was able to, gosh, I don't want to go too much into the scribing in there, but in the scribing, you get these things called grimoires, and you can actually put together this stuff. And you get one that's just chosen for you as a basic example very early on to make. And it gives you magic damage. All right. It gives you Lingering Torment, which is magic damage over time, and then gives us Breach. Hold on to that thought of Breach. Major Breach reduces the physical and spell resistance by a certain amount. All right, so you get this very, very early on. All right, so I got that, after you do like the first, quest in that scribing line, and that's when my bells went off of like, oh my gosh, we could make a new build. Because one of the things that we had before, if you look at the skill list, is that we had 2 animal companions where we now have these 2 other skills. We had Screaming Cliff Racer, and we had Deep Fisher. The Deep Fisher gave us, if you look down towards the bottom, Major and Minor Breach. All right, the physical and the spell resistances. And so now, having something that at least gives us back Major Breach is huge. And I always have a hard time with Deep Fisher because you hit it, you got to wait 3 seconds, the thing might be dead, or it might move around, and then it comes back, 9 seconds later. I tell you, you might be better with it with me. This always either missed or fired off too early or too late. And so I never got the huge benefits out of it. It does hit like a truck, which is why we like it too, but it's mostly for applying that the Major and Minor Breach. So now that I have this, I'm able to do that. And it is a single target, but what you do is that you apply it to each enemy. And I'll kind of talk more about rotation later in that. So that gets us back some of that. The other thing is that, so that was my Deep Fisher was my number one, if you're looking at the old one. All right. And then the other one that we had was Screaming Cliff Racer. And Screaming Cliff Racer, doing some damage, also giving us a little bit of extra spell damage when doing damage. It was nice. The big thing with that was the off balance. It gave us 7 seconds of off balance, and we actually, in our CP tree, actually have extra to things that are off balance. So, I was looking at skills, that we could use with the scribing, and I'm like, gosh, I didn't find any with the off balance until I did a little bit further into the scribing quest stuff, and I found this guy. All right, Chilling Explosion. So let me go and show you how I built it. So Elemental Explosion. It has an initial damage on it, and you have to find through various means and quests, opening up coffers and stuff, a frost damage script. All right, I found that early on. My RNG was great. You might have saw my my excitement at the at finding it on YouTube Short. If you haven't, go check it out. It's too funny. So I found that because what that did for me with Elemental Explosion, it turned it into a Chilling Explosion. So I do, look at that, I do a whole bunch of upfront frost damage. I do damage, magic damage over time, but that's actually frost damage over time. All right. And then, look, one of the options in the scripts is actually to go off balance for 7 seconds, which is what we were missing. So it's kind of like, one skill went one way and one skill went the other way, kind of cross paths, and we got the things that we were going to lose out on back, in a way. All right? And when I put all that together and I do all my scribing stuff, I get something called Chilling Explosion. So 28 meters away, and it's the ring of it is 10 meters. It's very large. Compared to like even the our old favorite Winter's Revenge, that is only 6 meters, so it gives us 4 more meters of that, so it's a great starter in that. And so we do frost damage. We do frost damage over time for 20 seconds. I love it. And actually, I think with my food on or something else on, it does like or there was another buff I got. I was getting like 22.2 seconds off it. And then the off balance for 7 seconds. So it's a great, great opener. All right. So those are the two that I was able to change out. So this you're going to get easy right away. This, even when you're done with the scribing quests, you got to do certain dailies. Now, for this one to come about, you need to do like Mage's Guild or Delves or Undaunted. If you do those daily quests, you're going to get a coffer that has a chance, I think the first one's 100%, and then it's 25% after that. That's going to give you a chance to get the different scripts. So this one's going to take a little bit of RNG, and actually that's the reason why I haven't made the this video for a little bit, because I didn't have it. I didn't have it to be able to show you all. So, all right. So I have this one. I have that. We still love our Winter's Revenge. That's so good. We're still having our Arctic Blast, I think one of the best skills in the game, because it protects, it does stunning, it does damage, it heals, it's great. I'm still keeping the Flare, which is out of the Alliance War. It's a support thing, because it just gives us a flat 10% reduction of damage. Yeah, makes us a little bit tanky. We've got so much now with offensive that, having that 10% still there still works. And then here's where you could still use the bear if you would like. The bear is very, very good still. I love the knockdown of Barry, the hemorrhaging of Barry. It's got its own dots and everything and stuff. But I decided, at least for now, and maybe I'll switch Barry back in, I don't know, the Ice Comet. The Ice Comet that comes out of the Mage's Guild, all right, in here, which is the Meteor. You have a choice of a Shining Star and then Ice Comet. Because when we do Ice Comet, now it's a Frost skill. So now we've got this that is benefiting from Frostbite, this, and this. All right, which it has like a fire kind of a. I wish the little badge would change to a frost one in there, but it is getting affected by it. I tested it. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 frost abilities are getting affected by our Frostbite. And then if you think, if you get the Whirl of the Depths and that kicks off, that's also going to get affected by all the chilling effects and extra damage to chill. And frost. So, I mean, oh my gosh, I tell you, if you like ice, if you like frost, we got some good stuff now. It's absolutely amazing. And for you bonus people who like orange, all right, you've got to do, I think it's like 1 incursion a day and you get this shred. And after you get like 50 shreds or something like that, I'm going to be able to, I complete this achievement, the Skill Stylist Meteor, and our meteor will then turn to blazing orange. And I saw that on the PTS, and oh my gosh, big old orange, ice ball and everything. So just fantastic. So that's another reason why I kind of chose it over Berry. It's a little bit of aesthetics within that. So, all right, so here's what we've got. We've got all of our Chilling, Magical Soul. All right, those are the 2 new Scribing ones. Winter's Revenge, Arctic Blast, Revealing Flare, and the Ice Comet. All right, so those are all back. And all the coinciding, passives that go along with it. Make sure that you do all the passives in here now in the Mages Guild. That'll be a new thing for us. So make sure you've got all that. Now I think I'm all in light armor. So everything in light armor will be affected. Let me see. I do have 1 piece of medium because of Slimecraw on there, so I'll go a little bit. But I think heavy is gone now. Yeah, so nothing to heavy. So just light and a little bit of medium for the passives. But yeah, make sure you get all of those passives and everything. And I'll list those there down below in our description section. All right, now that we've established, all of that, we can now go look at our the changes that I made here. The only changes I made, actually, I kept the CP of Wrathful Strikes, Fighting Finesse, Weapons Expert, and the Exploiter. So there's the Exploiter with a 10% extra damage done. And you might be saying, well, why didn't you pick the Thaumaturge for the dot and the Biting Aura because we got so much AoE stuff? I tested it out. It doesn't do as much damage. It doesn't do as much damage. When they kind of nerfed this a little while back and it went down from 10% to 6%, it really didn't. I get much more off of the 10% of Exploiter on there. And having the Weapons Expert in there, the 20% damage to our heavy attacks, because we had to give up some of our heavy attack damage because of, getting rid of Sergeants to get Whirl of the Depths. We really kind of need that back in. So our heavy attacks still do a lot of damage, and it's one of our big ways that we get resources back. But actually, our resource stuff isn't too bad, when I was going through. And then I did change in the red tree. Instead of having, I had Strategic Reserve because we had Berry in there, and I never hit my ultimate. So I was getting a lot of recovery back. I just swapped that out in there and put in Siphoning Spells again, which is a very common one. So when something dies, when you kill an enemy, you'll get Magicka back. That was the only change that we did. And again, I'll have that listed below. Let's see. As far as race, I always say I like the Khajiit. You do you. Your attributes are all still going to be in the Magicka. That's not going to change. The Mundus, still going to be the Thief. Because we're in there for critical. Do I have food on? I do. Okay. You still want, we're in a good spot with that. We're not too high. Could go higher if we wanted to. Nothing too crazy. We get a few buffs in there, from outside sources, or when you're doing a trial or something like that. You'd be able to do it. Let's see. I said the Mundus Stone, the Thief. In there, so we're still doing that to help us out. Food, Witch Mother's Potent Brew is still really good if you want cheap. If you've got a little, pocket change or you can make it. I really love the Sugar Skulls. Having that health, stamina, and Magicka. all pumped up there in the little health recovery. Because like I said, we're really good on getting our resources back. I didn't find any problem with it because, let me see, the skills themselves actually don't cost a ton. Chilling is just over 3K. And gosh, Magical Soul is just over 2K. So it's not like we have some type of high 4 or 5K, ability that's going to wipe out, what we're doing. And when I start to get a little low, I'm doing my heavy attacks on there, and I get back, my stuff pretty easy. If you need your potions in there, gosh, look at all this now and stuff like that. I just collect the monthly, the dailies of the Tri-Restoration potions, but you can make them as well. Really, really high level resource, getting your resources back in there. Let's see, I went over all the skills. Like I said, take all the passes that are, connected to it. And then, gosh, I can do a little bit. I'm not going to kill these things. We'll do it over here, stuff like that. To give you a little look. Oh my gosh, it's so great. It's so great. The biggest thing for me, I'm glad I didn't kill that bunny. The biggest thing for me that I really like is that they took down the brightness of the ability, because it's really big. If you see it, it covers a huge area. Yeah, and it was quite bright before in the PTS, so they took that away, which was really nice in there. So, and like I said, for this one, for Magical Soul, you are going to have to dot each one up to get the effect on there. But, yeah. Actually, you know what? If it's not going to take too much time, let's pop over to my house. All right. Because I do have the targeting dummy over there. And let me kind of show you a little bit better. Because that's pretty much it, everybody. That's pretty much it of what this new build is about. Like I said, the hardest part is going to be doing the scribing and getting that RNG for the for our to get that frost damage script. All right, so let's go over here. I can even kind of show you between two of my dummies the range of it here. Now, one of the other things, and a lot of people have complained a little bit about it, is that there is a 2-second cast time on this, which is quite long. All right, but it is our opener, so I just do it, right from the beginning. And it's got a cool animation with it. If they could back this off to maybe 1 second, I wouldn't complain. So again, a really good reach on it. I can do it from here. Boom. You see it actually got both of them. Yeah. Yep. And so my rotation in quotes for this is that I will start off with the actually I'll usually put the just to kind of get some healing going in case they attack me right away, is to get my Arctic Blast. I'll set this off, and you set it, you can run in and it goes right to the same place. Then I do my Arctic. I will maybe then do my ulti if it's up. And then I'm doing light attacks and I'm dotting up everything. You can have that, the soul wheel dot on 2 different targets. Actually, well, a lot of different targets. Oh, you see the water going? That's my World of the Depths. So a lot of stuff going on with this. Yeah, and so that's kind of my, rotation. Get that going. Get that in there. Dot it up. If enemies are around me, they're also getting my Arctic Blast. And then I'm, hitting them with heavy attacks. Yeah. Yeah. Now, again, this is not something that you can judge it on a parse. So if you kind of see, me kind of doing stuff, you're like, oh, you're only in the 20s. When I did a parse, I was getting in the 50s with it. The thing of this is that you're thinking, oh, I'm only getting 50k. But that's so much dot damage and so relaxed. And here's the kicker. You're doing this against everything that's in your circle. All right? So you're doing 50k to everything, that's going on. So it's a different thing when you're talking about, so this is really a mob destroyer, but still does a lot of great damage to single target. I was taking this into IA, and I had everything up, and I was burning down bosses. I would load everything up, come on in with all of my stuff, dot it up, do my thing, put down my stuff, do this, hit all my stuff, boom, and I would just watch it burn. And it was just dot, 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 dot. Yeah. Just amazing. Yeah. Yeah, so really, really, really great. And again, the chilling explosion lasts for 20 seconds. So you just fight in that big area. And, things. It was one of the things, and like, I do like my Arcanist. My Arcanist is nice. But the thing with a lot of the Arcanists, there's not really a lot of dots for it in there. And I'm really much, and you guys know this, I like dots. I like the dots. I like being able to go when I'm out and about. I'll have my stuff on, and I'll go here, this, put down my thing, dot, and then I just kind of, like turn and walk away. And they're just like bloop, 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 dead. Yeah. I love it. It's so much fun for me. And again, it's not a glass cannon. All right, that's probably one of the biggest things. You know what I do for my testing. I go and do that gargoyle in Rivenspire. You know that one, if you've ever tried it, that just wrecks people. Where's it? Riverspire, right here. The Veilguard Tower one. Was able to solo that and survive. And then the one that's always kind of, always a good test of stuff because it's got a lot of things coming at you, is here in Deshaun, is the, where's he? It's over here. Is the Caravan Crest, where you have that Guar in there, and he has all of his friends come and healing him and doing stuff, and he knocks you down, he interrupts and all that stuff. If you can survive that, you got a good build. You got a good build. So this is something, even though it's more DPS oriented just because our armor is no longer heavy, it is light, it's still going to be able to take a licking and keep on ticking. Like I said, I'm so ecstatic that we've got a Frost build that can, do this much power, really contribute to everything, in such a meaningful way and specialize in Frost with this. It really has kind of changed the game for me. I've been loving it. I've been running around and going through and taking on world bosses and doing IAs and taking it into trials and everything. And it's just been fantastic. So I think you'll love it. I think you'll really, really love it. I think that's it. If I've forgotten anything, please put it down below and I'll respond or update in the description anything that I need to in there. I also want to give a big shout out to my wonderful friend Ryan is Iffy, who made the amazing thumbnail for this. I don't know how he does it. He's so great with that. So I want to do a shout out for that, and definitely check out his how to do the scribing quests. I'm going to put that link down below as well. So thank you everybody for everything. Give this a try. Let me know, what version of this did you do? Did you keep the bear? Did you keep some type of gear? What did you do? Did you do it exactly like I have it down below? Check it out. Let me know. Or if you have anything that's like, that would be a great addition to this, or a change to this, or a recommendation, I'd love to hear about it. So again, thank you so much for watching and everything. Check out all the videos, ding the bell, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you all so much for all of your love and support. I really feel it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see ya in the next video. Let's go. Ice is nice. How's it feel to be frozen? Yeah.